INEOS are ready to let Antony exit Manchester United and let him exit in the January window. They're also preparing potentially a shock 10 million exit for Maguire, which personally, I don't know if we should do that. There's also news about Casemiro going, INEOS wanting to raise funds in January, sell some more deadwood to bring players in. We've looked at Eze, we've looked at Anthony Robertson, we've looked at Braithwaite, we've looked at a lot of players. INEOS did make contact with Hoeneß. They're interested in bringing him in. He said no, but more contacts expected to occur. A bit of an injury boost in terms of Maguire, but what we're going to do with Maguire out, Lindelof going to play right back versus Brentford, or left back maybe. Alvaro Fernandez, the left back we let go, the left back we need right now. Liverpool are trying to sign him in the January window. Let's talk about Rashford. Let's talk about being cheery. Let's talk about Angel Gomez and some news that's come out on them in relation to Manchester United. So hello and welcome back to Alice Talks Football, and welcome back to your 10-minute Manchester United news roundup, where I round up all the news in 10 minutes for you guys. Please do hit that like button, and of course subscribe down below if you're new and want to stay up to date on all the latest Manchester United news. I'm currently 8 subscribers away from 95.2k as we're on that run to 100,000 subscribers, which is insane. I'd love to hit it by the end of 2024. I don't think we will, but you never know if you subscribe. So this first story up on your screen here is about Antony. Oh, we just lagged there. It was said Manchester United have decided to let Antony leave in January. He's available on loan or a permanent transfer. Ajax, Newcastle and Crystal Palace are all interested in the winger. Does this surprise me? Not at all. Now, this is my sort of stance and situation. Man United were willing to let Antony go in the summer. Antony didn't leave. This doesn't mean Antony's leaving, but Antony didn't leave because he wanted to fight for his place, and he's not getting minutes at United. He did get minutes over Ahmad the other game, and he wasn't. I don't know why. I don't know why Tino brought Antony on instead of Ahmad, but we moved past that. But I think he will go. I think Antony is on big wages. I think he doesn't want to leave. I think he wants to make it work at United. But I think if Ten Hag is gone, surely Antony's out the door, because Ten Hag's the manager that likes him. I think 85 million. I think we wanted to get rid of Antony in the summer. We couldn't. He wanted to stay. And Ten Hag was willing to give him one more season. INEOS do not want Antony. They do not rate Antony. Antony's not even playing, so Antony himself may be more intrigued to go. Do I think we're going to get money for Antony? No. Do I think he could go on loan? Yep. Do I think Newcastle might go for him? Yep. Palace looking at him as well. Ajax maybe. For me, I would like Antony. I don't mind Antony going on loan, because that could then get him into some form, and then we can actually get a fee from him in the summer. I'd like to sell him permanently, personally myself, but I know because why am I freezing up? I don't know what my camera's doing, but I know because of I think PSR, like, it doesn't go until after 3 years. So if we bought him for 85 million and we sell him for 20 million 2 years later, that's a 65 million PSR loss. Obviously, we can sell him this summer without it being a PSR loss, because that's the 3rd year. But I'm happy for him to go out on loan, and then we sell him in the summer. But if he goes out on loan, I think we would need someone in attack for depth, because Rashford, Ahmad and Garnacho are 3 good wing options. And I guess Mount can play out there if need be, but I think you just want that extra name for depth. We have been linked to Dibblings, Gittins, Eze, but I don't know if any of them are January type signings. In terms of another exit, now I am going to say this has come out from the Daily Star. The Daily Star, the Daily Shite, they are basically like the Sun when it comes in terms of reliability. So I'm going to say this smells like BS, but a couple of people are talking about it. Manchester United are willing to listen to offers for Harry Maguire in January, starting at just 10 million. Now, Man United do not want Harry Maguire to run down his contract and leave for free, because they spent 80 million on him. But at the same time, if they give him a 1-year extension, he could just run down his contract next year, and he's on quite high wages. And when you're 4th choice centre back, your high wages don't warrant that. Now, I'm going to be honest, we need Maguire this season. People might disagree with me on that. We need him. Euro's settling in. Martinez has been hot and cold. De Ligt's been hot and cold. The injuries are at the back. We need Maguire this season. I'd rather sell Lindelof. Maguire is better than Lindelof. Like, do I want Maguire to go in the summer and us to get a fee for him? Yes. But I think Maguire's a better centre-back than people give him credit for. And I think since he's lost captaincy, I think we've seen that. He wasn't an 80 million signing, but he was one of those players that was made out to be a lot worse than he actually was. And I think he can do the job. Look how bad England are at the back without him. I wouldn't sell Maguire in January. I think we need him. Talking of potential managers, which I was meant to get into Casemiro news. Yeah, so we'll get into the Casemiro news because we'll start with transfer news and then we're going to get into manager talk. But it was also said, according to Spanish outlet, the Red Devils have decided to let Casemiro go. So it could be that we're seeing the very end of his Old Trafford career. Again, Casemiro, another player expected to leave United. Man United have said to Antony and Casemiro, they can leave in January. There's no doubt in my mind they said that. They probably said the same about Victor Lindelof, but they would also have to weigh up replacements. I think we could have 2 outs and 2 ins in January. I think we'll be looking at left back for sure. I think if Casemiro goes, a midfielder comes in. If Antony goes, a winger comes in. I think there could be two deals in January in the ins, 2 deals on the outs, for sure as well. I don't know why my camera's really lagging today. It's really freaky. But let's go back into some of the manager news. So it was said during the summer, prior to extending Erik ten Hag's contract, Manchester United contacted Stuttgart's Sebastian Hoeneß, discussed potential availability and potential transfers, and Hoeneß declined. A lot of managers have been declining Manchester United lately, and I think that is because, well, we are a manager graveyard. Maybe with INEOS coming in, there's a new attraction there of like it's going to be different with INEOS. But if you're a manager, it is a manager graveyard, and it's going to be more difficult for us to get a new manager than you think. Now, a lot of managers that declined us also just wanted to spend 1 more year at their current club to build on that, and Sebastian Hoeneß could be that guy. But it's a bit frustrating that we are being rejected by managers because I think replacing Ten Hag is going to be difficult if the managers we want keep rejecting us. Now, look, Liverpool got rejected by loads of managers, ended up with Arne Slot. They're great. Tottenham got rejected by loads of managers, ended up with Postecoglou. I think that Tottenham, I know they're only like 9th in the league. I think Tottenham are going to have a good season. Like, I've watched Tottenham play, and they're a lot better than their points tally suggest. They're actually like 4th in the league for expected points, which is above Arsenal if you actually look at the underlying numbers and the metrics. So, for me, I really like Sebastian Hoeneß, and I'd like him at United. And there's no doubt in my mind if INEOS sat to know they're making a new, fresh approach for him. But I don't think he'd do anything to the summer. And it's just annoying that we are getting rejected by managers. In terms of other news here, it was said that Maguire's corrective heart procedure, thankfully not alarming, and he's expected to be back in 3 weeks. So Maguire is out for a little bit, but he's expected to be back maybe just before the next international break, which is good. Now, Luke Shaw is actually expected back for the Brentford game, but I'd be very shocked if he started that game, particularly because when we have rushed him back in the past, he's then been injured for months longer. I think they would just play 2 or 3 games with Lindelof, maybe mould Luke Shaw back in. Samuel Luckner said himself, it's possible that in Maguire's absence, Victor Lindelof will be at right back against Brentford. He did start against left back against them last year. I think Lindelof at fullback's a possibility. Now, Lenny Euro can also play right back if need be, but he's not fully fit yet. And I think if you're 18 and you're making your debut for Manchester United out of position, that's tough. Especially when so many people want Lenny Euro to fail. Like, I know rivals that said they want Lenny Euro to fail because we were hyped up the transfer so much. People want Lenny Euro to fail. So if Lenny Euro puts in a 6 out of 10 performances, he's a flop, guys. He's got to put in 9 and 10 out of 10 performances because otherwise people are going to make out that he's rubbish. So I don't want to play in the right back. And I'm glad that I'm not glad that he's injured. I'd love Lenny Euro. I want him to play. But I think him being injured might have helped him because I think if he'd had the game that Martinez and De Ligt have had at the start of the season, he would have been getting a new level of stick. His confidence would be ruined and all of that as well, which wouldn't be nice to see. Going into rivals, who do the rivals want? Liverpool want a left back as well. And Liverpool are strongly interested in signing former Man United left back Alvaro Fernandez or Caceres here. Has a €50 million release clause. Apparently, we have like a £20 million buyback clause, but I couldn't confirm that with anyone reliable that the buyback clause was £20 million. So I don't know if we trigger that. I think if Ten Hag's not here, we maybe trigger it. But Ten Hag was the reason he went in the end. Ten Hag said, no, I don't need him. I've got Malacia coming back and Shaw coming back. But I think, us letting Alvaro go was one of the silliest things we've done. And under the new regime, who actually, to be fair, they weren't really in the door by then. I think letting Alvaro Fernandez go was just ridiculously silly because Luke Shaw and Malacia cannot stay fit. I get Harry Hammers coming through. His sin is a bigger and brighter talent, but he's a good player. Top clubs are looking at him. I can't believe that we let Alvaro go. Talking of just random stuff around Man United players, Benny McCarthy said on his relationship with Rashford, I think he probably doesn't have enough people in his life that are straight with him because everyone tells him what he wants to hear, but I was just normal and straightforward with him and he appreciated that, is what Benny McCarthy said on Rashford. And we will talk about Benny McCarthy's interview in my live show tonight. Being Cheery scores yet again. What a gem Manchester United have got. He's scoring in nearly every game for a club and country. He can also represent Italy, and Italy are really looking at him, the national team. He's catching the eye of many. Like, he's been unbelievably good. Obi Martin, Bean Cheery, Wheatley were blessed in the old striker department. And then Angel Gomez. my question to you is, should we bring back Angel Gomez? Available on a free in the summer. We can get him on a pre-contract, get him for free in January, and he comes in the summer. Eriksen's leaving. This is a perfect Eriksen replacement. Then we've got the funds to go all in for a Casemiro replacement. Angel Gomez, someone like Stiller or Wharton as the DM, or maybe someone more defensively sound that's good on the ball. You know, Anthony Robinson left back, Braithwaite left centre back, and then a winger like Gittins. Very good summer for me. Anyway, thank you for watching today's video. Please hit that like button. Of course, subscribe if you're new. Bye.